This video starts Chapter 2 in Cost Accounting for Accounting 323. So in Chapter 2, we talk further about strategy implementation for a business. In Chapter 1, we talked about the differences between cost leadership and differentiation. Once we've chosen which strategy we want to follow, some companies choose both or a combination of the two, then we have various means of implementing our strategy and performance evaluation. We're going to talk about those throughout this chapter. So SWOT analysis is the first analysis that we're going to talk about. The SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. We're going to look for those CSFs tied to strategy. So are there new products that we can look at? Do we need to improve skills? What areas are opportunities for us? Where are weaknesses that we have that we need to strengthen? And then once we have a list of CSFs, how do we measure whether they've been completed or not? When we're looking at these strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Strengths and weaknesses are internal to our company. What are we really good at? And what could we be better at? So we make a list of those items internal about our company. We want to look at the entire company and every component of the company when we're making a SWOT analysis for a business. Our opportunities and threats are external. So that's when we're looking at threats would be our competitors. Opportunities, those are maybe new product lines, new markets that might be available to us that we haven't looked into. They might also be new suppliers that we can find for items. And again, we would make a list of what those opportunities and threats are. Once we've listed all of those out, then we want to create those quantitative measurements in order to measure our performance. So for example, with an opportunity, if we find an opportunity for looking into a new market, then we might say that we have to guarantee a certain amount of the market share within 2 years if we move into one of those new markets. And that might determine what our location is. Or maybe when we're choosing a location for a new store, we have different requirements like the size of the city that it goes in, if it needs to be located near a distribution center, or if an airport should be available within 20 miles. All of those different things that can be measured. So when we have these chosen strategies, then we need to pay attention to how we're keeping track of them. We're going to look at operational performance and quality, customer satisfaction, innovation. We're going to survey our customers and we're going to ask them to identify our strengths and weaknesses and ways that we can do better. We're going to get all of that information, analyze it, and then report out. Now we can also look at benchmarking and total quality management and total quality improvement. There are quality award programs that manufacturing companies can submit to for awards, such as the Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award Program. Benchmarking, as we said in Chapter 1, and you've heard the term in other classes, that's when we compare ourselves to our competitors with key performance indicators that are also called KPIs. So another way that we can analyze our company is along our value chain. So our value chain is the chain from conception of product or service to delivery of product or service through the end of the life cycle that the customer no longer needs support for that product or service, or we no longer offer that product or service. So when we're looking at the value chain, we want to understand the whole length of the value chain. And we want to find areas where we can add value and remove items that don't add value. We have different phases within that. So we have product development, our links with our suppliers, the research and development that we have to go through. Then we have our regular operations. So our operations is looking at our product manufacturing. Are there things that we can do with better quality? Are there places that we can outsource supplies to that don't reduce our quality? And then downstream, which are our customers' delivery and service. So how are we currently getting our products and services to customers? How satisfied are our customers? Do we see any issues with that in the value chain? We're going to look at, in a value chain analysis, we're going to make a list of all of our value chain activities. And then we're going to create a competitive advantage by reducing cost or adding value. When we're looking at the value chain, what we're looking at is removing things that do not add value. And that added value is from a customer's perspective. What is a customer willing to pay for? Well, the customer buys a product, they're willing to pay for the product. They might not be willing to pay for you to spend millions and millions and millions of dollars on marketing and ad campaigns. They don't want the price of their product to increase because of various marketing and selling strategies that you're looking at. So we have to look at, one, what is our competitive advantage? Why do customers come to us? Is it because we offer a quality product for a low price? Or is it because of product differentiation that they're a loyal customer to us for another reason? Where can we add value for the customer that we aren't already adding? Is there a feature that we can add into our product? Is there something that we can add to our service? Where can we reduce costs, especially those costs that aren't adding value for the customer? This is an example of how value chain analysis can work in computer manufacturing. This company from your textbook, Computer Intelligent Company, manufactures computers for small businesses. They have excellent reputation for service, innovation, and reliability. They have a growing customer list. They compete on differentiation, which means that they have loyal customers who are willing to pay extra for their service. So how do we look at our value chain and think about how we can add value to our customer while reducing costs for ourselves? Remember, when we're operating on differentiation, one of the things that we don't want to do is reduce our quality while we're reducing our costs, because we have the risk of alienating our customer base. So this company is considering two decisions. They're either going to purchase or outsource certain parts, or continue to make them. So this would be that make or buy decision, if you remember from Principles of Accounting 2 when we talked about make or buy decisions. Then the second decision is providing service internally or outsourcing it. So are we going to outsource to a 1-800 number customer service line, or are we going to internally employ customer service reps who can help our customers? So we need to think about what is the purpose of our business strategy when we're making these decisions. So this chart breaks down how that is important to a customer. So the different activities that we have. So first in decision one is whether we're going to make or buy our components. We have our computer chips. Right now, we're looking at, we have a purchase cost of $200 for our computer chips. We're looking at either manufacturing these components or purchasing the parts for each unit. We have assembly costs and information, and then we also have our marketing, distribution, and service information. So we take all of this information and we analyze it out like this. So our current cost, we currently have 600 units at $300 in parts. Our cost if the change is made is $190 per part. So we're going to save the net benefit to make the change. So we have decision 1 or decision 2. The net benefit for decision 2 is $97,000 a month. So when we're looking at this financially, $97,000 a month makes a lot of sense. We can go back and we can see what decision 1 was versus decision 2. Decision 1, purchase or make parts. Decision 2, provide service internally or outsource it. Outsourcing those services is going to save us $97,000 a month. So if we can only choose one of the decisions to be strategic, the decision that makes the most sense for us is to outsource those customer service needs. If we make both decisions, so if we, 1, manufacture the parts and contract out our marketing, distribution, and servicing, we can save a total of $108,000. So financially, that makes a lot of sense. Now we need to think about our business strategy. We operate on differentiation. So lowest cost is not always the best decision for us. We're not operating on being the lowest cost option for our customers. We're operating on our customers are willing to pay more because we provide a service. So we have, from the strategic standpoint, we're already succeeding on the basis of quality and customer service. The best decisions are the ones that continue to ensure that quality and level of customer service. Unless we can guarantee that those levels of quality and customer service are maintained, even with a money savings of $108,000, it might not be worth it to us as a strategy. So we look at the 5 steps of strategic decision making that we introduced in chapter 1. So first, what's the strategic issue around our decisions? Well, we operate on differentiation. We identify the alternate actions for the 2 decisions, which we looked at in that table. How much does it cost to make versus how much does it cost to buy? We calculated the relevant costs, we collected data and information, and then choose and implement the desired alternative. Do we continue to support CIC's strategy? And then 5 is provide an ongoing evaluation of the effectiveness of implementation. So just because we made the decision today to stay with our current course of action doesn't mean that it can't be reevaluated at another time